This is an M-rated game, so viewer discretion is advised. Alright, confession time. I bought this game to... 1 second, I need to take care of something. Alright, monkey ball, sayonara. Alright, now that that's taken care of, where was I? Oh yeah, Junon. I wasn't even planning on reviewing this game until I saw these 3 little words. Haunted House Simulator. Hell yeah! And I bought the game on that title alone. Now that I've bought this game, I really regret buying it. I would like to say that I learned from my mistake, but really I'm tempted to buy another game on the title alone. We Wish You a Merry Christmas. Who calls their game that? It has to be awesome. Ju-On is based on a film series out of Japan, and the remade version's in America called The Grudge. Now, I haven't seen 1 second of either of these movie series, so I'm going to be totally unbiased on this title. Overall, the game does a good job of having a creepy atmosphere, even though the plots that surround these locations make absolutely no sense. There are 4 regular locations to visit with 4 different characters. With the exception of the last location, the setups into the places were just stupid. Normally it's just the character of that level wandering around some abandoned location. For example, the first location has you going after your dog, but this dog is amazing. It can get through the building without a problem. But you, on the other hand, have to unlock every door and deal with an unruly ghost woman and a creepy cat kid. The second level isn't any better. You wake up in this abandoned hospital, which, by the way, is the cleanest abandoned hospital I have ever seen. It even has working vending machines. My friends over at GameFAQs tell me that the translation is wrong, and it's more of a hospital that everyone has left, and not necessarily abandoned, even though that's what they call it. You're going to have to find your way out while fighting the same ghosts. They sure do get around. The third location is an abandoned apartment complex. You play as a delivery boy who has to deliver a package to an obviously abandoned apartment building. Did that courier really think anyone was going to be there? Who did he think he was delivering the package to? The homeless guy squatting in there? Plus, going in this place in the dead of night might not have been the brightest idea. And of course, the 2 pain-in-the-ass ghosts who have been bothering you in the 2 other locations are back. Now, the only exception to the dumb stories is the final story, as it actually makes sense. Your character is a guard of a building, when all of a sudden all the lights go out, and you have to turn them back on, while fighting off, big surprise, the ghosts of Psycho Chick and Pussy Boy. Now at this point, I was getting pretty angry. I felt cheated. I was fully expecting a haunted house location in this Haunted House Simulator. I hear this game does have a 5th location that only becomes unlocked after you find all the hidden objects in all the locations, which is apparently the house location, the one that I've most been looking forward to. That is bullshit. Don't advertise a haunted house simulator and not have a haunted house in your main game. Plus, the game is already really short, as you can beat the game in about 2 hours. For $30, they should have kept all the locations unlocked and had another reward for getting all the hidden objects. Once you beat a location, it becomes extremely easy to do it again, since you can remember what you needed to do. It never changes up the action, and you can really figuratively speed through a level that you've done before, which makes replayability almost non-existent. As you go through these locations, you'll only have a flashlight to help you see the way. The flashlight they give you isn't exactly the most powerful light they sell on the market. In fact, I've seen glow sticks put out more light. It also doesn't help that the low-light flashlight sucks out batteries like crazy. To help you out, you can find more batteries inside the locations, but it's insane how quickly these batteries will lose their power. Digisonic batteries are a piece of shit. I've seen potato batteries with more lasting power. Those batteries are your life bar. When you're out of power, you're dead. The ghost will take you over immediately, since apparently a little crappy flashlight seems to mostly scare them away. It's very simple to play this game. You point your Wiimote at the screen and it points your flashlight in that direction. Then you hold down the B button to walk. Excuse me, walking is the improper word. More like strolling along like you don't have a care in the world. Your character moves like an old woman worried about breaking her hip. It's completely insane the way your character is just meandering around these haunted locations. They sometimes freak out a little and kick into gear their legs, and they start moving faster for a few seconds during a cutscene. But after that, they go back to their geriatric pace. Did they just forget that they just fought off a crazy ghost? Is that not incentive enough to pick up the pace a little? Nope. They still act like they're browsing at a clothing store. It's so frustrating. Holding the B button to move forward was simple enough, and while occasionally it would go crazy,
and the flashlight would start going all over the place, most of the time it worked well enough. I think it would have been better if they used the nunchuck to move the character, but the creators wanted to keep it more simple. As you travel through the locations, you'll need to find items to help you find the exit of the location. They make it easy to find those and more batteries by having them flash, and when you see one, just point at it and press A. So technically, this is a point-and-click adventure game. It's just a very lazy one. The level designs are very linear. In the second and fourth location, it has one location where you travel around in, and it's easy to get around and know where you are. The same can't be said for the first and third location, as it's confusing, and you often have dead ends with random things blocking your path. You'll get lost very often. However, for some strange reason, I still found my way around, when by any logical reasoning, I should have been walking around in circles. So can I say that's because of good level design, or just luck on my part? I really don't know. There's the occasional QuickTime event where you have to jerk the Wiimote in the direction they show you on the screen. I never had an issue with it not reading my motions correctly, and in that regard, it did a good job. As a way of giving you a little bit of replayability, they have a special Courage mode where you can play the exact same levels again, but this time another person can jack with you by pressing a button on the second Wiimote, and it'll make something jump out at you. They will rumble the second Wiimote when a person can do it. It will be available often in that mode, so the second player can really mess with you. While this is an interesting idea, after a while the amusement of it gets really old, and gets really annoying if the person controlling the events won't stop doing it. I'm sorry, second player, but it stops becoming funny after the 10th random event. If you're going to do this, use the scares sparingly, so it's actually a shock when you do it. I guess the main question comes down to, is the game scary? While there were times when the game scared me, all the scares were cheap scares, like things jumping out at me. The story itself was never scary. If you're looking for a game that you can enjoy over a weekend, I could see myself recommending this game in that situation. But you should definitely not make the same mistake as I did by buying this game. But it is worth a rent.